Hello, and welcome to Networking Live. I am so excited and honored to be joined here today by Karina Henderson, who is a marketing expert and guru. As you all know, Networking Live is a quick 15 minutes in your lunch hour to get going, to meet new people, grow your career, and network right here on LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube. We're live on all three at the same time. Thanks, Karina. With that, I want to turn it over to Karina to say a few words about herself. We've known each other, goodness, over 10 years, I think, not only professionally, but personally. And I am just so honored to have her here today and so excited. So Karina, tell us, where are you tuning in from today? Where are you at?
Okay, I'm Karina Henderson. I'm in Milwaukee, which is where I grew up. Bossy and I know each other from our time in Oklahoma City. I am right now director of marketing for an architecture firm. We build schools and civic buildings, and I love that about us. I also have kind of a side gig, like who doesn't these days, it feels like, which is Jasper Communications, an LLC I started. I have done things in all kinds of different industries. And I love being able to be a marketing communications professional and explore what a lot of different people and firms and companies are doing, and getting to be a part of that and getting to know so many different ways people approach their work and different things that people are doing. So it's fun.
I love it. See, doing work that is fun for you. That is my wish for everybody.
Yeah.
So I also want to say thank you and hello to anyone who's in the audience today. Feel free, jump in the chat. We love for this to be interactive. Share your name, share where you're joining us from today, and we'd love to say hi to you. With that, I'm going to jump right in. We've got our first question for Karina today, which is, what is one thing we should know about you professionally?
I think I touched on it a little bit in that intro, which is that I was a political science major and I have made a career in marketing, communications, branding that has spanned, let's see, I got the list in my head here somewhere. Architecture and professional services, nonprofits, local government, state government, campaigns and elections, and professional sports. And so I think one thing about my career that it feels weird. It feels like bouncing around to all those different industries is just kind of strange. And sometimes, I think people are a little confused, like, how'd you end up there? But it's just being open to different opportunities and different, again, different ways that I can do the work that I do. If I were an architect, I would have a lot more limited options. But that's one of the really neat things about being in marketing communications, is that you can jump industries a little bit and be able to explore all those different opportunities.
See, I love that you talked about that because from someone who doesn't know you well or is who just looks at your LinkedIn, right? They might think, wow, she's really bounced around. But really, you
Mhm.
haven't. You've really
Right.
just gotten deeper and deeper in what you can do from a marketing perspective.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it just hit me just now that even after 10 years of knowing you, the political science is such a foundational piece
Yeah.
because no matter what industry we're in, there's going to be a little bit of politics, right? Whether we like it
Mhm.
or not. I don't like it, you know that. But whether we like it or not, it's there. And it's helpful to have someone like you who really understands those things, and that lens. I want to say for a second, hello. We've got somebody in the audience. Hi, Alicia, joining from Chicago. Welcome, and thanks for being here today. Karina, I also want to touch on something that you said about going through the different transitions and going in the different fields, but still being able to
Yeah.
do marketing. There's something I've been thinking about lately, which is really like, how do we recession proof our work?
Yes.
And that's essentially something that you've almost done because you can go to any company and do marketing, right?
No, that's a really good point. I hadn't thought about it that way. I remember years ago, Bossy, my husband Brady, and I had been making a joke when he was a prosecutor that his job was recession proof because, if times are good, there's good tax money flowing in there. And if times are bad, you need somebody to prosecute people, still. And so it is funny because that is an advantage that was not planned for my career by any means. Again, I've been just kind of going with the flow a little bit, for better or worse sometimes. But I think that is a key, is just being open to those different possibilities has shown me that I can really take on a lot of different challenges. And hopefully that helps prove that too, when looking for connections and opportunities that come along.
Right. And you just hit the nail on the head because we've got our second question. We're 5 minutes into our 15-minute speed networking. And this next question I want to ask you, Karina, is what's your current networking goal or an area that you're looking to learn more about?
This is a hard one for me because I think there is ideal me and there's real me sometimes, where my networking goals are really to be very open to, learning new things, connecting with people. I think one thing is locally, we moved up here in 2018, and that feels like forever ago in some ways, but it also feels like there's that big hole of 2020 and 2021 and part of this year, and we're kind of still in it, where I don't feel necessarily as connected locally. And it's an odd thing to have as a goal just because we are so global in how we can connect. Even just you and I connecting is a great example of how we've been connected. And, it doesn't matter if you're in Chicago or Oklahoma or wherever, we are still able to stay connected. So I think one of my goals is building my network locally a little bit more, but it's also, again, I'm just very open to connections. And right now in my career, I think a lot of it is how can I help other people too? How can I use all of these weird layers of connections that I've had and use it to elevate and uplift other people, even if I don't know them directly, even if it's just an intro. So I do try to do that as well.
I love that because you have lived in multiple different places, right? And you
Mhm.
want that local connection that you're looking for, you can bring a different lens to it, right? It's like you can bring something new, something refreshing. And
Mhm.
so I'm excited for you. So, anyone out there listening that's in Milwaukee, connect with Karina. If you're not on today and you see this at a later date, all of her information is linked in the broadcast as well. So, connect. She's here to support and be supported. I'm just going to add
Yes.
that piece because
I love it.
networking is supposed to always be mutually beneficial, in
Yes.
my opinion. I like to give,
Yes.
but I also like to make sure that we're all working towards something together.
Yeah.
All right, we're 8 minutes in, right on time. For question number 3, which is, what advice do you have for people looking to build their network?
I think I've got kind of 2 or 3 things that keep popping up when I think about this question. One of which is you probably have a stronger network already than you think you have. And again, Bossy and I being connected is a great example where we met at church, And so but we've had different professional connections, and just, the work she's doing with Goal and Grind has really spoken to me and helped me. And so that's something, just be open to the connections you already have. Related to that is one that I struggle with. Not everybody does, but I do, which is in looking at your network and people that you know, even if you haven't stayed connected with them. We were talking about this a little bit the other day. Um, you're more memorable than you think you are, and so you can self-defeat as much as you want and say, "Oh, this person's not going to remember me," but that does not get you anywhere. And people really do want to be helpful. They want to be. They want, if you remember them, they will most likely, even if they don't remember you, they might fake their way through it. So they'll be polite, they'll be nice. And so just think of, if you have a connection that you want to reach out to, go for it. I just connected on LinkedIn and via email with somebody who I have met twice in my life and it was like in 2008 and 2009 at a conference. And he saw me as a resource for somebody that he knew and wanted to link us up because the like mutual career goals. And so it's, just reach out to people who you might even know a little bit. But I think the third thing is, again, it's kind of the theme of my career is just be open to possibilities, be open to making new connections, even if you can't quite see the link right now to where that's going to lead you. Be open to it. And I know sometimes it can be overwhelming when you get people reaching out kind of cold on LinkedIn or via email, and it's just like, I do not have time for this right now. I am very guilty of that. And so if you're sitting in my LinkedIn inbox and I've ignored you, I'm sorry. But it's, just be open to it and, think of yourself with grace and, but if there are ways you can connect with people that might not see a direct benefit, just, challenge yourself to be open to that.
Oh, I love this. Okay, all three were so beneficial. Let's see here. So you started out with you already know people,
Mhm.
and let's surprise ourselves and see. And I love what you brought up, how we know each other, because it's like, who would have, for those that aren't aware, prior to being a coach and doing impact work in Oklahoma City, I worked in nonprofit, specifically at my church, our church,
Mhm.
and I was the welcoming director. So, I was hugging babies and, all that kind of stuff every day. Hugged Karina's babies,
Yes,
sweet,
yes.
sweet babies. I love them. And so, who would have thought that the woman that was, helping get kids to childcare, helping welcome families to the church, would then, we would connect on this other professional level.
Yes.
Um, and that's why I love when you said be open, because you never really know who you're talking to, right? Um,
Right.
so I appreciate you seeing me for more than someone who hugs babies every Sunday morning.
But you're also very good at that, so
Oh, it was a great time. And I appreciate you for, like you said, about networking, about being open, right? You were open, and I feel like you were one of the first people, that really knew that I was going to be making a move and that I was going to be going back into the corporate sector, leaving Oklahoma for Chicago and staying connected, right?
yeah.
Maybe not every month, not even
Right.
every 6 months, not even every
Yeah.
year, right?
Yeah.
But we remained in each other's atmosphere, and here we are 8 years later.
Yes.
So I love that you brought that up, that there's people already in your network. Um, Second, I love that you brought up the fatigue. As much as I love networking on LinkedIn, I get fatigued too.
Mhm.
And, I was trying to think, because I know you said, "If you've been in my LinkedIn inbox and I ignored you, sorry." I'm like, "But you're not really ignoring them. You're
Right.
just
Right.
you're just being human to them, right?"
Yes, that is the key phrase, absolutely. If there is no other key phrase that we take away from the last few years, it's just be human. Yeah.
Just be human. And I love it because it happens to me. Before we did this live today, I logged onto my LinkedIn and I was like, wow. I've been taking a couple of weeks to relax and rest, and really only jumping on to do these live streams each week. And I thought, wow, there's like 6 messages in there from people connecting. So I'm going to do it. I'm excited about it. I'm flattered about it. But
Mhm.
sometimes we all just need a break. And that leads me into your third point that I loved: have grace with yourself, and grace with others. I think so often we forget to have grace with ourselves. And if we can't do that, how can we do it for others?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Wow, you had so many good points. I love this. I love this. I love this so much. So we've got about a minute left. And so I just want to say, do you have any parting words or just like one quick takeaway that you would like to share with the audience before we head out?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Um, I think you've tapped all my wisdom. I think, it just, again, it's you can plan all you want, and planning's great. And I need to plan more in my life, and just to actually set and meet goals. But along the way, I think that you hit on it. It's the giving yourself grace is really something that I keep thinking about. Giving yourself grace and giving yourself room to deviate from your plan and take a more circuitous route. Um, I as much as my career may look, pretty decent from the outside and I'm proud of what I've accomplished, I know I'm still in a work in progress and there are still things I want to do that I haven't even touched. So yeah, the journey may be a little bit windier than any of us think it is, and that's totally okay. Just keep moving.
I love that, right? It's like you have the plan, but you have to have that grace to deviate because you never know what's going to come up.
Mhm.
So, thank you, Karina. Thank you for
Thank
sharing so
you.
much wisdom with us today. Thank you for your both personal and professional friendship to me personally. Thank you to everyone in the audience for tuning in. And I can't wait because I feel like I'm going to replay this and just get so many additional nuggets and be thinking through. So to quickly recap, anyone who's out there today or watching this replay, Karina is a marketing guru. And so she's in house full time right now at an architecture firm, but she also freelances some at her own company. So if you have marketing needs, I'm just going to say this right now, you need to get in her DMs. You need to get in her um, LinkedIn DMs and have a conversation and learn and grow together.
And I'll respond eventually.
Yes, and she'll respond. So thank you again, Karina. Thank you to everyone in the audience. My name is Coach Bossy, founder of Goal and Grind, and I am flattered and honored to be a connector of networking. And this has been another episode of Networking Live. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you.